Are you tired of the fighting? Are you tired of the conflicts? You are sick to death of just the energy that's in the household where you're just not getting on like you used to. You're finding that you're having lots of little spats with each other and you're just not able to resolve conflict. If that's you, I encourage you to stay listening because I'm going to give you 3 tips or ideas. In fact, I'm going to give you a lot more of ways to begin changing this, because it's this terrible space to be in. You perhaps are in a long-term relationship. Perhaps you've only been together for 1 year, 2 years. It doesn't matter where you're at. What I'm going to talk about is how can you unhook from conflict? How can you resolve conflict? You know, I've been doing marriage counselling for a very long time now. And when couples finally make the decision to come and see me, they talk about things that happened 5 years ago, 10 years ago, 15 years ago, as if it's happening right now in the present day. They're like little squirrels where, you know, the squirrel in England, you might not be able to work out what I'm saying because of my accent, those little furry little creatures in England who put their little nuts away for the winter. I have couples like that put away the resentment or what their partner has or hasn't done. You know what's really unhealthy about that is that it can begin to build, and then you start looking for evidence as to why you don't get on, why you can't resolve conflict, and you can start going into a really victim mindset, which is not great. If you're in a relationship and you are sitting in victim, you are projecting and you will be blaming your partner. So it is not healthy. It is absolutely crucial in a relationship that you can resolve conflict. The longer you leave it, the harder it is to actually resolve it. And you know, every day when you wake up, yeah, I'm in this. Yes, I'm in this relationship. You know, if you're married, you stood up, whether it was in a church or the eyes of God or with your family and friends, and you said, I do to this person. Somewhere along the way, though, the I do perhaps is starting to lessen because you feel like your needs aren't being met. You're starting to be filled with resentment. Look, I'm painting a bit of a picture, aren't I, of doom and gloom. Often when we're in this place, we do not know how to get ourselves out of it. We can often feel stuck, almost like we're in a spider's web or we're in mud and we're sinking. It is a really shitty place to be in. And it really does begin with a mindset shift in that I want to be able to resolve conflict. And a question to perhaps ask yourself is, do you want to be happy or do you want to be right? Because if there's any type of righteousness coming in, you're going to find it hard to resolve conflict. So let's lift the energy. And what about if I give you some ideas and you start trialing them? You know, with all of this, it isn't one fits all. It's about seeing what works, what doesn't work, what you like. What begins to happen is it starts to have a ripple effect out into your relationship. It's for you to be the version of you that you want to be. You want to be a better version. You want to be the best version that you can be. And that begins to have a ripple effect. But it is absolutely crucial that you resolve conflict. So my number 1, when the conflict comes in, it can be the tiniest thing, can't it? Number 1, pause before you react. Not easy to do. This is something still to this day that I really have to consciously work on. So being able to take some deep, slow breaths, because it's almost like a physical blow when you've been perhaps triggered or perhaps something that your partner has said. It's like, oh, I didn't like that. So pause before you react. And A calm mind is coming from a mind where you do want connection. A calm mind is coming from a place where you can connect back into your body, and you can come from a mindfulness place in reaction. And we'll call it responding, because that's the key, isn't it? Is to be able to actually manage that. So pause before you react. Take a deep breath and really just breathe into that. Harder than it sounds. Try it. It's sometimes actually just taking some steps and breathing. Play around with it. That's my number one. Number two, speak to be heard and not to win. So how do you do that? It's using I statements. If you criticize and judge and blame and you said this and you, that's not going to help you be able to resolve conflict. Being able to speak to be heard is when we use I statements, it's coming from a place of assertiveness. It's coming from a place of empowerment. It's coming from a place where actually I have a voice and what I feel and what I think is important. And so, I have couples who come in, we argue all the time. It takes one of you to make a decision. Actually, I don't want to argue. I want to understand. And I also want to be able to perhaps speak to be heard, but you've got no control, have you, over whether your partner hears you. But when you watch your tone, watch your speed, watch what you're saying, particularly if you can feel it, the key is to get out of your goddamn head. Get connected into your body and actually read the energy in your body. When people say to me, I just burst out with this anger. Well, when you can do number one and you pause, and then number two, speak to be heard and not to win, that's coming from a more mindful place. So being able to really stay connected into your body. I'm sitting here with you now. I can feel my feet in my shoes. I can feel the back of the chair against my back, the base that I'm sitting in. I'm very mindful. And what is coming out of my mouth is very mindful. And so practice that. And also, do you want to be happy or right? So this is skills that you've got to learn. And I'll take a bit of a guess. You're probably really good at it at work or in your business. What goes on when you get home? What is it about your intimate partner where all of your great communication and what it takes to have a healthy relationship goes out the door? That's a question to ponder, isn't it? Bring in some curiosity with that one. My number 3 to be able to resolve conflict is repair as you go. Now, I've had to learn this. I was not able to repair as I go. Because I didn't have a voice, I wasn't assertive, my self-esteem was low, I would keep it inside and then ponder and, I did a lot of journaling, and I'm not saying that journaling isn't good, but it was a way that I was able to sort of process. But if you can repair as you go, if you have created a relationship where there is safety, where you both feel heard, where you both feel supported, you can repair as you go. You can talk about, I'm feeling really hurt right now, and I'm struggling. And so to be able to talk into that, and if your partner can hold the container for you to do that, the healing that can happen is pretty extraordinary. Something also that's really helpful, repair as you go. Sometimes we need lightheartedness. We need to be able to say sorry. I was a bit of a dickhead. You know what? I'm really sorry. Or, the word hold, hungry, angry, lonely and tired. I'm actually really hungry and I sprayed on you and I'm really sorry. I shouldn't have done that. So it's constant learning and growing. And the more that you as a couple can do that, the container for safety, vulnerability, truth, it's a beautiful space. That is emotional intimacy when you can repair as you go. If you can't quite do it then, learn as a couple how to take time out. I need 30 minutes. I need an hour. Let's come back then. And it does depend on how you process. Some of us can take a little bit longer. It's not wrong or right. But as long as you do come back, because you got to repair as you go. You don't want to be like some of my couples who talk about stuff that happened 10 years ago, 5 years ago, a year ago, 2 years ago. You want to talk about what happened yesterday or this morning or perhaps 4 or 5 days ago, so that it's constantly, you've cleared the slate, and it's I do. It's such a beautiful way to live when you can live that way. And as a couple, you're going to have ebbs and flows. Because that's part of being in a relationship and that's part of being human. But the more that you can both emotionally regulate your emotions, you will do these 3 steps. Pause before you react. Speak to be heard and not to win. And repair as you go. Give those a whirl. Play around with them. And if you're not in a space where you can share this with your partner, you can do it. Have a look at the ripple effect, because it takes 2 to argue, doesn't it? Whereas if you can, just the tiniest little choice that you make. So when you get off this video, make a decision as to what you personally are going to really focus on, and set yourself maybe for the next week and observe, reflect, watch, and really take notice. Self-reflection is one of the most crucial skills that you can do if you want to have a healthy, happy relationship. And you're always going to have conflict in a relationship, but it's how you repair it. So anyway, on that note, I really hope this has been helpful. And, I really enjoy bringing these to you because I know they give value to people, because I do get private messages, and actually put in the messages below. Let me know how this has helped you, or what you do to help you repair and resolve conflict. Anyway, I love you and leave you. See ya.